My name is Nikki, and I'm a full-time travel blogger behind the Pin the Map project, which was voted a top 100 travel blog of 2015. I started the Pin the Map project 2 years ago, and since then have been on assignment in various countries from Colombia to France, worked with various brands and bloggers, and am soon headed to Morocco and Vietnam. For aspiring travel bloggers out there, the following tips will help get you started with your very own blog. The first step is choosing your passion. It seems pretty obvious, but you'd be surprised to know that before I started the Pin the Map project, I had a fashion blog, a restaurant blog, and a postgraduate blog to just kind of talk about life after college. And all three blogs are gone. Why? Because although I enjoyed writing about those things, and I did enjoy the world of fashion, the world of food, and just kind of documenting life after college, it wasn't enough to keep my interest, and blogging has to keep your interest. Step 2. So you know what to blog about, but now what? The next step is, where do you begin? Well, there's a couple different blogging platforms. You have WordPress, you have Blogger, you have Squarespace. Those are the main players. I like to use WordPress. I think it's an amazing blogging platform. WordPress.com is the free version, and WordPress.org is the more complicated, kind of elevated version of WordPress. I started out on WordPress.com, and my URL used to be the pinthemapproject.wordpress.com. Once I started my blog, I just started writing and decided to give myself 3 to 4 months to see if I would really stick to the project. I knew I had kind of started and stopped blogs in the past, so before I invested in it, I decided to just give it time. I waited 3 months, and every day I wrote, and every day my passion for the project just flared, and I decided I was going to invest. So I purchased my domain. I hired a website designer who is responsible for the beautiful layout I'm obsessed with today on the Pin the Map project. And she also helped me transfer my blog from WordPress.com to WordPress.org, which allows for a lot more customization and just freedom to kind of tweak your site and make it however you envision it being. Step 3, also known as one of the trickier steps, is building your following. There's going to be a whole separate video dedicated to building your blog following, and it's going to look at organic ways to build it, from social media to word of mouth to ways that are kind of not organic, but paying for advertising and other ways to drive traffic to your blog. I used to work in advertising for some major clients, so this is going to be a really good follow-up video on how to build your blog following. But for the purpose of today, let's look at building your social media following. So you started the blog, you know what you're blogging about, and you invested in it, and you want to get people to read your content, of course. So what do? You start building yourself up on social media. Social media is key. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Get all the social media channels you can and pour your time into it. If you're going into travel blogging, Instagram is so important, because travel blogging is all about transporting your readers to a different destination, and photos and videos are incredible for that. So definitely embrace Instagram. It's one of the easiest ways to gain a following quickly and to drive people to your website. And definitely look at Twitter and Facebook as well to share your posts whenever you post something and to engage your audience. The rule here is that think of social media like a dinner party. If you're at dinner with your friends and they're only talking about themselves and not asking you about your life or the latest girl or guy you're dating, the conversation's kind of boring. But if it's a dialogue and they're asking you questions just like you're asking them, all of a sudden you're interested. That's what social media should be like. Number 4 is by far the most important tip, which is put yourself out there and don't be afraid of rejection. If I hadn't approached Top Deck Travel in hopes of partnering with them, I wouldn't be going to Morocco in 3 weeks. If I hadn't approached Kentucky, I wouldn't be going to Vietnam in September. If I hadn't approached Mode Media, I wouldn't be part of their blogger network, which reaches 406 million readers worldwide. If I hadn't pitched a story to Vice, I wouldn't have been on assignment in Colombia. The list goes on, but the only reason I have gotten many of the opportunities I've gotten with both the Pin the Map project and my travel writing is because I dared to ask for it. The final step is being consistent in your blogging and evolving your blog. Pretty straightforward, but if you want to keep your readers, you have to churn out new content. Every day preferably, or at least 3 times a week. Think about it this way. If a reader discovers your blog and loves what they see, and they check your blog on Monday, read a brand new story, they check it back on Tuesday and nothing's new, and then check back the next 7 days and nothing is new, you might lose that reader. And you can't fault them. There's a whole world of talented bloggers, some of them traveling at this very minute, sharing amazing posts and stories and fresh content, and if you're not churning out anything new, you're losing those readers. So always, always, always post. And if you run out of ideas, because let's be honest, we're not vending machines of stories, look to refresh some of your old content ideas. For example, I had a post on where to eat in New York City that I wrote a year ago. I updated the photos, added a few more places, and then reran it as a fresh post, and there we go. That was a new post on a new day, and I didn't have to come think of brand new ideas, because sometimes the inspiration isn't there, especially if you're in between trips. The other thing is to keep evolving your blog. If you haven't discovered Blog Lovin', absolutely go visit it now. It's a great way to discover other bloggers that are successful in the field and to take note of what they're doing for their sites that work for them. If you notice they're using a widget that is really great at capturing newsletter subscriptions, you can download it. If you notice they have a travel shop and you love the way it's designed and you love the concept, create a travel shop and make it your own on your own blog. Look at what other bloggers are doing and look at ideas that work for them, and you'll start to learn and create those ideas for yourself. If you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel in the button below. And make sure to stay tuned for future blogging tip videos where I'll share things such as building a blog following, approaching brands, how to get free travel perks, and all that jazz. I hope you guys enjoyed this and share any questions and comments below.